Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. I'm back with my Ultimate Arc, and unfortunately I only found out recently that you can only run a single arc at a time. So this is episode 2 in Ultimate Arc. Now I know that I did say there were a lot of side-by-side series coming out. Unfortunately, I've decided to put one of them on ice. That's the Primal Fear series, because I can only test it out on a different server each time. It is working correctly. Obviously, I haven't yet fought any bosses, and I have to admit that I have to disable damage numbers when it comes to that series. Now, in the first episode, I had no damage numbers on, but right now, damage numbers are on. Now, at the moment, I'm still struggling. I just have 4 tames. I have no breeding going, so I'm really behind. And last but not least, I don't have any way to actually traverse the map quickly. My fastest mount is my Parasaur, which is really not the best. And let's just show you the quick damage numbers. As you can see, it's not that grand, it's not that bad either. And yeah, this Therizinosaurus is really powerful. I caught it as a low level and I've leveled it up almost all the way. I think it's only 1 or 2 levels off max. Now, as soon as the turkey event comes off and the event is updated off my server, my creatures will go back to regular XP rates. However, since the turkey event is a regular event, I'm not really going to worry about it, and I definitely don't want to mess with these turkeys. Let me just show you the stats on this guy. As you can see right now, I'm running at 3000 health with 5700 stem. A solid 2k stem with a 7k health is what you really want on this creature. You want melee to be anywhere near 750 for a very good variant of this here. And that's just about where you want it once you start with a full stack of perfect stats. Now, obviously, the stats which I gave are slightly bloated. You're looking at 1.5 standard stamina. You're looking at about 5k standard health. And in the case of melee, you're looking at a solid start of around 350. Now, the reason for that is it means that you don't have to update every single skill to get a good tame. Now, this tame is by far not the best, right? It lacks a lot in several key features, such as its ability to move around. Right now I'm just moving around the close region. I'm hoping to find a second Therizinosaurus, but it looks like I am not going to be getting one. So I'm heading out to another location, and that location is the back here heading into the swamp. Now the reason for that is quite simple. I know that there is an area where you do get a lot of Theris, so I'm hoping to find one out there, and you know, if things are progressive, I'm going to have a fantastic time with the game. So let's see how things go. Now, one of my favorite YouTubers actually set up a base on this plot right here. That is Syntac, and I have to admit that this is one of the best spots to set up on. It might be where my base moves to eventually if I figure out how to sort out the settings in the S Plus mod so that I can pick up structures. This guy is so the wrong person. Now there's more than one reason why I've chosen to come down this side. As I said, first of all, I'm looking for another Therizinosaurus. I'm hoping to trap one with levels between 60 to 80. To be honest, I haven't seen many high level creatures on this map so far. I even upped the level of difficulty thinking that that might be the problem. If it isn't, I'm definitely going to pull it down again so that I can get back to the 150 mark. If it's above that, obviously I'm not going to keep the tames that are above 150. But the slow rate is definitely impacting things negatively. I do have a raptor as well, and I don't think you saw all the time. I think I only saw the Lystrosaurus. So yeah, that's all that I have for the start. Now, the one thing that is really fun about Ark is no matter how many times you play the game, there is always something new for you to do. And this is definitely one of those tasks because the creatures don't just spawn in their regular spawns every single time. I'm actually looking for a Spino. If I can get a Spino army and train them up, or a Rex army and train that up, that would be a good thing for me because I intend to keep to simple Ultimate Arc rules, since this is basically going to be at a much more accelerated rate because Ultimate Arc in this way is going to have to ascend all the way to Genesis Part 2. I'm actually going to add a little bit of a rule on the number of episodes. So Syntac had his original at 60 for the island, and then he had a limit a little bit higher for the next part of his trip. As for me, I'm actually changing that around big time. I am having a 30 episode limit on the island, which is why I have limited time. And moving on to the second part of it, I only have a 10 days to Scorched Earth, 10 days to Aberration, and that's how it's going to go. As you can see, Lexi is around. Lexi will not be joining the series, unfortunately. We both decided we wanted to take another try at Ark. I'm actually the one who decided to load Ark again and sort out all the problems I had previously. As you can see, I'm not suffering with any of the heavy lag issues that I previously had in the game. Now, right now, I'm actually on two types of taming lookouts. I'm looking out for big carnivores, as I said. I'm looking for what you call it again. I'm looking for a Spino or a Rex, and second of all, I'm looking for a Therizinosaurus, which is why you saw the foundations and the gates in my inventory. Now, the gate is just a technicality for any of the big creatures. You can pull up quite a bit of space, and I can obviously trap them with very small traps if I have the right method for running them in. And as you can see, there are beehives just about everywhere, so if I really wanted a beehive, that's going to be done in a matter of minutes. Now, in my years and years of playing Ark, I do have several things which I have to admit that I don't know how to do. I don't know how to get rare flowers. Now, the reason for it is quite simple. I started my Ark adventure on Scorched Earth, where rare flowers was super easy to get, and the flowers for them were pretty pronounced, and the island is way different. There's nothing similar. There's no way to identify where rare flowers are for me that easier, so I'm going to have to get along with it and figure out where they are eventually. But for now, this is going to be a nice slow learning curve for me, so some things even I don't know. I know where all the caves are. I've done that with my Scorched creatures. I've done that with my Aberration creatures, ironically enough. Normally my utilities are all Aberration. And one other rule is when it comes to ascending. Ascending from Ark to Ark is absolutely essential to Ultimate Ark. However, the transfer of dinosaurs is going to be a big difference. Now, obviously, I'm limiting myself to 10 episodes per arc past a certain point, and Genesis Part 1 and Part 2 will take up 30 episodes combined. So, basically, I'm really racking things big. So 60 between those two and 140 to all the others. Now obviously 140 episodes sounds like a lot. What am I going to do with 140? There's Scorched Earth, there's Aberration, there's Extinction and Extinction, right? 3 in between, as I said, 10 episodes per arc, and then there's boss battles. Now obviously some boss battles may not be won instantly. That's how come there's so much of a leeway. And I expect myself to die like crazy. Obviously the boss battles count separate from actually conquering the arcs, so that's how I'm doing it. One last thing, each arc requires a massive building from me at least once, so it's a rule to take up time. So each time I go to an arc, I must set up a big building, I must set up a base, I must do all of those crazy things just for the sake of my rules. No good on that side. I've already been there the last time. This is the only place I haven't been down the river. Okay, my render distance, as you can see, isn't the very best that I've put on. I haven't extended it to the most, and for some reason I'm getting a little bit of a glitch in the game. I suspect that's due to some of the background applications. Let's just kill this guy quickly. To be honest, I haven't had this effect in the game at all so far. Maybe there's a overspawn somewhere, you know, it happens quite a bit with Ark. I do have 2 mods active, so that might be causing it, but you never know. If this was a hosted server, this would be a lot easier to actually run around with. I know that it's a crazy thing to actually be suggesting, but yeah, that's how it would work. Unfortunately, hosted servers cost a bit and don't really have that much to invest for a year. Oh, that is just a shame. I actually ruined it for myself by picking up too much of wood by accident. As you can see, I am filled up with a whole lot of other stuff. Let's drop this. Drop that as well. Drop it. Okay, that is just what I was looking for. Playa is one of the possibilities that I want. Way too low level. You know, everybody always complains that the island really sucks when it comes to levels. Never thought it would be this bad. Okay, he's eating and putting up his food. My water, my food are fine. Oh yeah, I need to also show this off. I have hunted 2 alphas so far. So yeah, there you go. This here does have some XP, as you can see. It's going to keep going up as I kill more and more alphas. There's a total of 5 to add to that. So basically that's where my XP will end. Okay. I do know a regular Rex spawn. I just don't want to go that far down the map just to get a Rex. Doesn't seem that good of an idea. Did I actually pull this guy up again? As you can see, wood is a super heavy item even with ultra stacks on. So yeah, it really does kill me quickly. Hide. Ooh. Lost it. I really was after the attack parasaur. Even though they're not so super rare that you can't find them, they're still really awesome to get your hands on. The only thing I'm really afraid of is the baryonyx, especially with swamplands like this. Okay, let me get out of this. And I'm afraid of leeches, to be honest. So yeah, I've got 2 things to be really afraid of. Oh, I forgot about these guys. That was scary. A capro can pull me off the mount, and it can run away faster than I can actually catch up to it. That is not something I want to mess with. Dimetrodons are no joke. A lot of people think they're very easy to handle, and the Redwoods biome is another place I don't want to enter just yet. Redwoods is one of the hardest biomes to actually handle. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me on that, but Thylacolios are scary little creatures. They are one of the most deadly beasts you can go up against, and the fact that they can pounce on you from the top of trees makes them even scarier for me. Oh, I know exactly where I am. Evolution's base in the Syntac cluster is right here on the top, if I am correct. I just want to take a quick trip up. If I remember correctly, it's a Therizinosaurus hotspot. Now I call them hotspots because they're spots where you can easily find these creatures, and they may not spawn every single time, but they spawn there regularly enough that you can count on it being a place to go looking for a particular time. I know this is getting a bit irritating, so hoping not to have to do this here every single time. I might turn harvesting off for a little bit. Hopefully not anytime soon, because that would just make it so much longer and harder to get things done. Now obviously super fast taming is just here as a convenience. Obviously there's some creatures that even with super fast taming won't help enough to speed up the process, such as Bronto. Most of the other creatures, their taming times aren't so insane or ridiculous, so yeah, you know how it goes. These are impossible walls. I'm on the wrong side of this ridge. Now in place of vanilla arcs, cryopods, I have the Dyno Storage mod. Simple reason behind it is Dyno Storage is a little bit more convenient and it's quite basic. Just allows you to pick up dinos. Admin mode is not enabled. If I do enable admin mode, things will be a lot more different, and then it will be a different story altogether for that mod. So let's see if I can find the way up anytime soon. Exploration is the name of the game. too much of foliage. Makes this so crazy. You are not worthy. Oh my goodness, I actually went in the wrong direction altogether. Ended up in the wrong place. Only I could find a good flyer. And there's quite a good reason for wanting it to be higher level. That means I have enough stamina to be able to run around the map, and I won't have to stress about getting stuck in bad places. Alright, so let's head back down this hill to the base. And wait till you see the base. The base has become amazing since the last time I was there. Whoa, look at this jungle. Whew. I see a Bronto feast over here. The last thing I actually want to do is actually make a sacrificial tame, such as a sacrificial Pteranodon or something, for one of those crazy reasons, like, you know, you just tame it to have it so that you can use it to lure an RG into a trap. That's not what I really want to do, because then you're basically throwing it away and it becomes so pointless of the tame. And all that time that goes into finding one and taming one just becomes a huge old waste. Okay, so the base isn't tiny. The base is huge, and that is just me being quite frank about how big I made it. Okay, wait, I'm not even in the right spot. I took a wrong turn. Okay, not bad, not bad. Megatherium. 33, that's like the highest I've seen so far for any of them. No, I'm lying, the highest I've seen is the 60 that was spawned inside my base. The pelt is going to be a very important item because I might need it for going into the snow. Snow biome is RG, Uteranus, Kano. If it turns out that I'm going to go down that route, it's not one of the creatures I'd want to tame, but I might have to tame it out of necessity. I know how to navigate the shores, I just don't know how to navigate the internal land, because even though I've been playing this game for a long time, I don't think I've spent enough time inland in any of these places. I really don't need the meat anymore because of how much I've eaten. Okay, wait, this is even more funny. I've gone all the way down to the green obelisk by accident, which is one of the best places I remember for the spawn of high level Rexes. I know this area because I've played in it as well. My fourth or third try at rebooting on Ark, that's after it came out of beta in official, the third official try, I actually was in a base that's on the other side of this hill, so I do know my way around from the other side. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best series ever of play, it wasn't the best time in the game. Oh, I just remembered, I don't want these guys. To get angry. Please tell me that it's high level. No. Okay. So I'm just gonna call it here. This hasn't been the greatest of episodes. You know how it goes. Struggling to find good creatures is as you can see, it's a struggle. So catch you all in the next one and have a good day.